Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining the Brett Anthony Show today. I just want to do a little brief and talk about one of our favorite things as patriots, our love for the mainstream media. Of course, I'm being a little facetious. If you ask me, what is the worst thing, Brett? Is it the Democrat communist? Is it the RINOs? Or is it the media? You might be surprised by my answer. As much as the Democrats have scared a lot of us by going full communist, actually the worst thing, and the RINOs aren't good, I mean, Thune, really seriously, the Save America Act should already have been passed. So the RINOs are aggravating. However, the worst thing is actually the media. Why? Because the media, their job is supposed to be an objective one. So I was trained, I have a journalism degree, I was actually trained in this area. And I remember my training in the mid-1980s. We were trained to be objective. There was an objectivity standard that we were taught to abide by. It didn't matter our own personal politics, and my politics at that time were pretty liberal. Reagan was president. Most of us on the college newspaper were Democrats. But you know what? I remember discussions where we were going to say, you know what? We're taught to be objective, and our articles should represent that, and just put out the facts and let people decide if they like Reagan or like what he's doing. That's how we were trained. That's how the media is supposed to present the news. But as the president says, they're fake news. I think it's actually worse than fake news. They're propaganda artists is what they are. They deliberately go by the Democrat communist agenda now and give out those talking points verbatim. It doesn't matter if they're national news or local news, they just put that out. That is the most damaging thing, even beyond the communists, beyond the RINOs. That's the most damaging thing, because if they have done their job, we wouldn't be in this position. People wouldn't be walking, and Democrats wouldn't be voting for so-called Democrats, because they'd be hearing the truth in the news. But instead, what they're hearing sometimes is outright lies. If the media had just done their job, and Trump's approval rating would be sky high, it'd be 80% or higher. But this is what happens when you have a corrupt mainstream media that puts out propaganda instead of the truth. And hopefully one day that will change. Thank you for joining the Brett Anthony Show. We will catch you next time. I hope you have a great day. Thank you.